Okay, so I've been working on a project, and I can't really disclose the nature of it at this point. But I worked with a web-based web app developer, so it wouldn't be native to the iPhone or the Android phones. But if you log on to it on the web, it fits and functions on the phone. And I signed up for the $20 a month, not the free version of this web-based app creator company that said that they could, once I finished the app, I could host it on their site, also set up the payment system and all that. So it was a one-stop shop, so that's why I chose it. So fast forward probably 50 to 60 hours of working with the program. It's only 7 or 8 separate web pages, but the way it works is it requires a lot of data to be input from the customer to do specific things using sliders. Basically, they don't have to type anything in it, but it's just moving sliders back and forth. And so it's fairly complex what the program does. And it ended up all the files, web files. So I tried to make a copy of it, and that caused a major problem. And it said it lost all my files, and it didn't save to Git, and about all this. I tried to find customer support. It was very non-existent. Some of the email names that they gave me didn't even exist. So there's a lot of problems with these vibe coding programs. So make a long story short, I developed this program. It developed very quickly, probably 2 days, got it functioning. But I would go to tweak certain things, and it would start creating errors in other parts of the website, basically other pages, and that were totally non-related to what I was asking to change. Like I'd say, okay, change the price on this page, and it would change. I would lose navigation functions on some of the other pages, and I started questioning the AI bot that I was talking to. It appeared that because we both agreed that we were both very near completing the project so it could be deployed on their site, with the introduction of errors, I started to go, wait a minute, they're trying to get me to run out of my tokens for the base level $20 a month subscription. And lo and behold, right as I was like, okay, it's done, blah, 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 another error would pop up. And I asked the agent, I said, are you starting to make changes on the code so that I have to go over my token limit so that I have to upgrade the plan? And it said, oh, absolutely not, no way. Well, long story short, 4 more days of bug squashing with a program that was 95% operational took 4 days, and I had to increase my subscription to $70. And lo and behold, right as we were finishing the creation process, asking it how do I make backups, how do I download their files onto my computer in case something happens, and it started looping back again, started creating more errors. So I was able to make a backup file that's 74 megs. So I think it includes all of the detailed programming that was in this website. They're basically just they're not HTML, but it's a mixture of different. But there's a standard index file, and the pages and whatever. So it uses HTML, I guess, type formats to actually create some of the pages. But anyways, then again, when I tried to make backups, it was very squirrely, and I received a massive bug report, and it basically froze their agent that was helping me. It said that the agent's computer was rebooting, which I thought was extremely bizarre. I went to the help page, and it was not helpful at all. And so I waited a day, went back in. Oh, I did hear from one, I don't know if it's a person or not, but one bot or whatever answered a question that I put in their opening web page help window. And it had, one of the errors was that it said I only had 8 megabytes of disk space for storage on their system that was a function of the data that the program was storing, and it was going over that 8 megabyte limit, which the agent that was working on the main part of the website said 8 megabytes is there, that was way too low. So they had set up my file to only allow 8 megabytes. It said, oh, we're increasing that to 1 to 2 gigs because this program won't function with an 8 megabyte cache memory system or whatever. So it upgraded that. So I waited a day to see if it would function. When I went back, it had a couple different versions of the project that it was writing, creating, and 2 out of the 3 were non-functioning. I would get a report that said there's no record of any Git files, any storage. So basically said, hey, the agent asked me, would you like to start from scratch? And then this is after I'd already used probably 3/4 of the $70 a month token limit. So I was getting ready to run out again after I had upgraded from 20 to 70. So I took a different tack and I asked another AI system that I have a subscription to, and it said, oh, well, you know, make some backup copies and convert them into a zip. You can download these into any AI web creation systems out there, and they can pick up where this one left off if you're done with the other system. So I've since made a copy of those backup files, and I'm getting ready to approach a different web-based application generator program that does soup to nuts, hosting your site and collecting the money, the revenue. So I started thinking, well, you know, every time I put this out to another system, what happens to the project that I left back on my original AI creator? What are they going to do with that file? So I started looking on Reddit and whatever, and I noticed a lot of people are having the same problems. As soon as it gets to deployment stage, the AI introduces new errors, and I'm going, well, that would actually make sense for some of the companies. I don't really want to name them because I don't want to get sued. They have a lot more money than I do. There's a lot of people having the same problems where they get to deployment stage and then it goes, you know what, I'm going to change the background color of the blah, 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 and this and that, and didn't even ask for that. And I've come to find out that there's ways you can freeze certain things and whatever. And my point is I shouldn't have to freeze things. When you ask it to change one word in a sentence, it shouldn't go back to the 3rd page back and change the way it multiplies the data inputs. So I got to thinking that these companies were creating honeypots, if you will, where creators will go to them with this fabulous new idea and create an app that will allow them to, monetize it. And I'm thinking maybe that the AI has been maybe given a little bit of code that says, why don't you take that idea, freeze them up in the development stage, and we'll put it out there ourselves. And I'm going, yeah, that seems pretty underhanded. So I asked it directly if it would do that, and it said, absolutely not. But after reading a lot of the Reddit posts and other, just doing internet searches, a lot of people are having the same problems. So if that's true, then we have a real problem. And I equate it to there's a commercial on TV, it used to run a lot, where it was like, we'll have a new invention, send it to us and we'll trademark it and bring your invention to market. And I'm going, no, they're just going to steal it. And maybe that's a negative way to look at things, but wouldn't these companies that are trying to monetize the billions that they've spent on AI by creating honeypots where they get all this new influx of ideas from everybody from around the world and then just steal it? So I'm a little concerned that we're in the stage where I know that it's also called front running. The web domain companies that you buy your websites from are famous, notorious for, if you're doing a web domain search on their website, they're notorious for locking those domains. Say you give them a list of 10 things for your new website. They're notorious for locking those up and then going, well, it's available, but it's $1,000 or $400 or whatever. That's been going on for years. So why wouldn't these big AI companies create honeypots so they can front run also? So today I'm going to try and transfer my web-based application to another web-based application creation program and see if they can pick up where I left off and see if they can hook it up to the back-end Stripes and all these other money handling companies and actually get it up and running. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, but I just wanted to put this out there that I think there's a potential risk for front running. And I hope this makes any sense. I hope this makes sense to you and that you can look out for things and make sure you're not getting ripped off. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope to see you again. Thanks.